Good morning class, myself Mrs. Monica Parade. Welcome to physics class, standard 9, chapter number 2, work and energy, part number 3 of it. Yesterday we have saw the unit of work. A SI unit of work is joule, CGS unit of work is erg. For this we also have to refer the SI unit of force and displacement. SI unit of force and displacement is force is Newton, displacement is a meter. So finally we have 1 joule equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. For the CGS we have saw that CGS unit of work is erg and final product we got as 1 erg equal to 1 dyne into 1 centimeter. Also we have discussed the relation between the joule and erg yesterday, that is 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 erg. Also I told you to complete it in your notebook. I hope you are doing your work time to time manner. Now today we are going to move to the next point. Before we move to this point, I will want to show you when exactly we can say that force is applied and there is a work has been done and when we cannot.
What is force? Let me tell you what you will probably read in your textbooks. Force is a push or pull upon an object, right? Though this cannot be really classified as incorrect, it hardly explains anything about the concept of force. This is what you will assume after reading this definition. You will imagine a stationary object on the ground and someone pushing it or pulling it. Yes, when force is applied, the stationary object will move. But just this does not explain the concept of force entirely. Before we move on to the definition of force, let's clear a few misconceptions about it. Let me ask you a question. This ball is lying at rest on the ground. It's stationary, not moving at all. Is there any force acting on it? Listen to my question carefully. Are there any forces acting on the ball when it is stationary? If your answer was a no, or if you didn't have an answer, it means you don't know the concept of force yet.
If your answer is no, then you might have skipped the concept which I have explained you under the can you recall. What are the different types of force and their example. Under that I have explained you the gravitational force as well. Anything fall on earth because of the gravitational force, and though that ball is in stationary, the gravitational force is applied to on that ball.
Answer is yes. There are forces acting on this ball. There is a gravitational force which is trying to pull the ball towards the center of the earth. And the ground is applying an equal force exactly in the opposite direction. This force is called the normal force. Because these two forces are balanced, they do not change the position of an object. The net force acting on the ball is 0. So what does this tell you? Just humans pushing or pulling is not the only kind of force. And just because there are forces acting on an object will not mean the object will move. For the object to move, there has to be some net force. So now let's say a person softly kicks the ball. What happens then? Yes, the position of the ball changes. Why did the position change? It's because there was another magnitude of force acting on it, and this time the forces were not balanced. The ball moved and there was displacement. But hold on, why did the ball stop moving after covering 15 meters? The ball started moving at a pace and then slowly came to a halt. If there's no force from the other side to stop it, how did it stop? Was there a force which stopped it? Yes, it was friction that stopped the ball. While the force you applied was towards the right, the force of friction was towards the left. Let's make it even more interesting. Assume your screen to be a frame of reference in this example. Also assume that this straight horizontal line is a frictionless flow and there's no air resistance. The ball appears from the left of your screen and moving towards the right at a uniform velocity of 2 meters per second. The only two forces acting on the ball are the gravitational and the normal forces which net each other out. In this setting, will the ball ever stop moving? No, it won't. It will continue to move along the same path at the same speed unless there is another external force which acts on it. Here, as the forces are balanced, the ball will continue to move at 2 meters per second. Most people assume that if the object is moving, then there is some net force acting on it, but that's not true. An object will continue to move at uniform velocity even if the net force on it is zero. So there are two things we've learned here. First, if the object is stationary and the net force acting on it is zero, then it will continue to remain at rest. Second, if the object is moving at uniform velocity and the net force acting on it is zero, then it will continue to move at that same uniform velocity. Now, when this ball is moving at 2 meters per second and there is an external force applied from the left, what will happen? Yes, the ball will accelerate. Its velocity will change. Let's say the velocity changes to 3 meters per second after this external force is applied. After that, the ball will continue to move at 3 meters per second unless acted upon by another external force. So nobody's really seen or touched force. It can only be understood by knowing what happens to an object when force is applied to it. If the body is stationary, do not assume that there is no force acting on it. And if the body is in uniform motion, do not assume that there is some net force acting on it. So what is force? A force is a push or a pull upon an object resulting from its interaction with another object. So when you kick the ball also exerts some force onto your leg. But as the force of your kick is stronger, the ball moves to the right. There are many more concepts we need to understand about force, which we will cover in the next video.
Net force is zero means they are the balanced force. Which are the two forces acting on it? They are balanced. That's why the net force is zero. And when another object will be interact with it, the force of any one force will be greater. It will result into the movement of it. For example, tug of war. Okay. We have one activity under the try this that we will perform now. For this activity, what we need to do is we have to take a plastic cup and we will make a hole in the center of bottom of that cup. And now we will take a long thread, we will double it and pass it through that hole. And tie a thick enough knot so that that knot will not be passed through the hole, because in such a manner so that knot should be inside that cup. And we have to take the loose ends and below the bottom of cup. Now we will tie the nut to each of these two as shown in this figure. You can refer your book page number 21 for this. Okay. Now see the figure 1. This is our figure 1. We have took one cup. Inside that we have created a hole. From that we have passed the thread. We tied the nut to one end as well as another end as well. Okay. Now we put the cup on table and keep the one of the nut in the cup and let the thread carrying the other nut hang down along the side of table. One nut is inside the cup and one we allowed it to hang below the table or by using the sides of table, and it is also having the nut to it, and we will see what will happen. What is your imagination? What should happen in this case? Will the cup will shift here? Though we applied a same amount of weight onto the nut weight is same for the both the end. Still, though after performing this activity, we found that the cup slightly moves towards this direction. So why does this happen? Because though the nut are of equal weight, here is one more force acting on it, is the gravitational force, which will pull that cup to this direction. So in this case the force become unbalanced and the cup is shift to this direction. Cup get pulled to this direction. Now for the B we will see. Now in the as the same that of A figure. Now the one difference is when the cup is sliding along the table, we will stop it by putting a ruler in its path. We have kept the ruler on its path when it's sliding downwards. So by doing this, what we have done, we created a hinder to it. Obstacle we have kept to it so that it will not move or it will not slide furthermore. So what is the relation between the displacement of cup and the force applied through the ruler? So in which manner the forces are applied? This force is acting, gravitational force, and this, by keeping the ruler, we are stopping that cup to move this direction. That is, we are applying a negative force to it. So we can say that two forces are acting. This force is more as compared to this. So the positive displacement is there. Positive work has been done. In this case, the ruler, after keeping the ruler, we are stopping that force. We are making a hinder to that force. And the moment we are stopping, so the negative work has been done. Now third example we can see. As shown in the figure C, we will keep the cup at the center of table and leave the two nuts hanging on opposite side of table. See, in this case now we have total 3 nuts. One is inside the cup, one is this side and one is to another side. The nut is of equal size and equal weight. Okay. Now in this case what we observe, if we mark to the table where the cup is, we observe that after few minutes also the cup will not move to the either side of it. Why this has happened? Because both the forces are balanced and they are cancelling the effect of each other. Why doesn't the cup get displaced? Because the force applied are perpendicular to each other. They are equal in size, so they cancels each other. So in this case we can say the work done will be a zero work has been done. For this observation I will show you a few images which will give you the idea in which manner the forces are acting onto it. In our figure A, the cup tries to come downside by applying a gravitational force to it and the cup has slided, so the positive work has been done. See, the force is applied, the red arrow is shown, no? That is the applied force act on that object, and even the displacement in the same direction, so the positive work has been done. Next, when we keep the ruler, the relation between this will be, see, the cup will stop moving. What was the cup's original movement? That yellow arrow will be the original movement of it. It will try to come from this path. Okay, and by keeping the ruler, what we have done, we force that cup to stick to this position. That is, we are creating a hinder to it. So in this manner, we have resistance 8. So the negative work has been done in this case. See the third example. We applied a 2 nut which of equal mass and it will not move anywhere. It does not have any displacement. So the displacement value will be 0. The value of S will be 0. Why it is happened? Because the applied force and the displacement are perpendicular to each other. and whenever they are perpendicular means their value is 90 degree and the theta 90 value is 0, hence there is a no displacement, work has not done, zero work has been done. So from this we can refer positive, negative and zero work. When the force and the displacement are in the same direction, value of theta will be a 0 degree will be, we are not considering value of 0 degree theta is 1, so the work done will be a positive work. When the force and the displacement are in opposite direction, the value of theta will be 180 degree, the work done of force will be negative because it's in a minus. And third, when the applied force does not cause displacement, when this does not cause displacement means that object will not move from its original position, or when the force and the displacement are perpendicular to each other, that is theta value is 90, the work done is 0. In this case, see, work done is 0. I told you to fill your chart yesterday. This is that chart. Positive, 0 and negative work by referring the theta value, cos theta. Okay. While explaining you the example of zero work done whenever it is perpendicular, that is tying a stone to the one end of a string and swing it round and round by the other end of a string, I told you that work done will be a 0. It contains a tangent position. Okay, what it is that I will explain you. You can refer your page number 21 for the example it is given. See, suppose an artificial satellite is moving around the earth in a circular orbit. Of course, the satellites are moving around the earth in a circular direction, like our swing of round and round of a string. As the gravitational force act on the satellite, of course around the earth also there is a gravitational force up to the certain limit along the radius of circle, and its displacement along the tangent of circle are perpendicular to each other. That means the radius of it and the displacement of it is perpendicular to each other. The work done by the gravitational force is 0. See, the satellite moves in this direction and the force applied, the gravitational force from where it starts, from the center of earth till this, that is the radius of the earth, radius of this orbit we can consider. Okay, and how the displacement is in this direction, that is, you can refer this figure, the force is of this direction and the displacement is in this direction, which is perpendicular to each other, hence the work done is 0, we can say in this case also. So the gravitational force is 0 in this case. Okay. Next we have extra information about the institute at work. Okay. The National Physics Laboratory, which is in New Delhi, was conceptualized in 1943. Its function under the Council of Science and Industrial Research. It conducts basic research in the various branches of physics and helping various industries and institutes engage in a development work. The main objective of it to establish a national standard of various physical quantities. So what you know about it? Function of it is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What it conducts a research in various branches of physics. Industries and institute are engaged in a development work. What is the main objective of it? To establish a national standard of various physics quantities. Now you are able to answer these questions on page number 21. Figure A. Why does the cup get pulled up? Because of the gravitational force acting on it. B. What is the relation between the displacement of cup and the force applied through the ruler? They act in opposite direction. So the negative work has been done. Why does the cup get displaced in a figure C? Doesn't get replaced, sorry. Because both the forces are balanced, that is, they are perpendicular to each other. The force and the displacement is perpendicular to each other. Hence, the angle made is theta 90, which will be 0 work has been done. Last, what is the type of work done in figure A, B and C? A, positive, B, negative, and the C, 0 work has been done. That is it for today. Tomorrow we are going to see the topic energy, and in that before we start with the topic energy, we will also solve 2 examples of the work.